In honor of National Poetry Day, we have a local slam poet, Andre Prefontaine, reading us a haiku and a debut.
Salutations. Haiku. One's identity, a mechanism used for contact in mirrors. I find that poetry is the inward self turned outwards, and I find that my works have a tendency to reflect all of my struggles with identity and just being a general human being on this earth. The poem that I've brought for you today, I've entitled Edith Piaf is Strung Out on My Couch. The reasons being is because I find that celebrities are very impersonal, and one is only left with an imprint that the tabloids give us. So if they were to live inside my head, what would they do? And I like to think that now that the party is over and the record player keeps skipping Patsy Cline's Sorrows over and over, keeps skipping Patsy Cline's skipping Sorrows over and over, I think I'd better turn the damn thing off and face the music. Because truth is, Edith Piaf is strung out on my couch, mumbling something about her regrets, while James Dean stormed off about an hour ago and drove home drunk because Marlon Brando called him a rebel without a cause for alarm. It shattered his ego, which was tragic because he was so young. And I don't think Brando ever forgave himself for that night, the way that he shut himself off from the world and slowly ate and ate and ate and ate until he was the literal description of that insect Kafka was trying to describe in Metamorphosis. But I believe that it was the guilt coupled with that misplaced sense of authority that bugged him to death. And now the only things left are party cups tipped over like a drunken Shriner orgy and Timothy Leary neurotically rocking back and forth inside my living room corner, pulling the strands of his hair until they're laying in bloodied follicle clumps upon the floor, proving that those looping esoteric thoughts inside his acid-ridden head have been cancerous all along. And so suddenly, does Edith Piaf spring into life, now singing something about her regrets, her one arm dangling above her head, the tourniquet dangling like a golden Egyptian bangle, while the stream of blood pours down her forearm, taking the form of a Spanish red crimson rose. And as she runs into the bedroom only to vanish as an apparition, Marilyn Monroe stands there dressing in a fine business suit while wiping a tear, while JFK is wearing a beautiful dress, throwing his head back maniacally, laughing like a hyena at meat, proving that depravity truly is genderless. And while Jeffrey Dahmer hangs out with the skeletons in the closet, he feels isolated and incapable of getting involved, while Helen Keller stumbles over the soiled mattress, kicking the ripped-up Durex condom wrappers like rose petals adorning the bedroom. And she stands alone, waiting for someone to hold her hand, proving that love really is blind. And while all this is happening, Elvis stares apathetically into my refrigerator, contemplating veganism, only to settle for another fried peanut butter and banana sandwich instead. And I'd like to think that this house is not a home, but inside my head. So now that the party is over, and the record player keeps skipping Patsy Cline's keeps skipping Sorrows over and over and over again, I think I'd better turn the music off and face these ghosts that I've been living with.